Pax Historia. I've always wanted a game that could truly let me become American. What's that? It's a little game out there called Pax Historia that let me become president of the United States of America? Surely, I can't mess this one up, right? There it is. USA, or as it's better known, the United States of Hamburger. As you know, Americans are a modest people, which is why we've decided to put our name only on Long Island. But here I am, January 1st, 2016, as the great leader of USA, where I will most certainly not get up to no good. First act of presidency here is I need to get the brightest minds in our country together in DC. The current CEOs of McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, and every other leading fast food chain to a secret meeting in Washington, DC. This meeting will decide the future of the world. Also make them bring some food. I didn't do this last video, but apparently you can also just chat to other nations, so I'm going to send Canada a message today. You suck. Canada. Think that'll do it? That is a rather blunt and unconstructive way to open our 2016 dialogue, especially given our extensive trade history and the importance of the Windsor-Detroit border. If there are actual policy concerns regarding the North American Free Trade Agreement or our joint defense cooperation, we are willing to discuss them professionally. Oh, that was an excellent chat, Canada. Don't worry, though. I think we're going to have a great relationship with you today, even if I did send you a little message on a piece of paper that says, you suck. The Fast Food Summit. In a move that stunned the global diplomatic community, USA hosted a secret summit in Washington. Well, it's not that secret if it stunned the world. With the CEOs of the world's largest fast food corporations, while the public expected discussions on labor or health, reports indicate the meetings focus on the incorporations of corporate interests into national security. Table talks were reportedly held over buckets of fried chicken and burgers. I believe that the future of our nation's soft power lies not in its missiles, but in its menus. So with our secret meeting concluded, we have come to the opportune moment that we really need to expand our real estate business. We've got McDonald's. They own so many places all across the globe at this point, but what we don't own for McDonald's is an entire country. Picture this. You're in desperate need for a Big Mac. You're looking on your phone for an emergency stop to find one, and you can't see one anywhere near. You're in trouble. If your blood sugar was to drop any lower, you'd be at a normal blood sugar level. And that sounds goddamn not very patriotic. But what if you never had to search for that McDonald's because you knew where it is? Because not only do you not have to zoom in on the map, it's always viewable on the map. Yes. Greenland. Hello, Greenland. I come to you with a business proposal, one that could reset your destiny not only metaphysically, but very much physically. We're listening, as the United States has always been our most vital partner for security and regional stability in the North Atlantic. What exactly do you have in mind that would change our physical destiny, and does this involve the Fuel Airbase, our new infrastructure? Did you just pull that off Wikipedia, perchance? I think you did. So I've had a bit of a chat with Greenland. We have decided in secret to work together after I put forward an offer for them to be integrated into our country and become the 51st state. Together, we're now going to work in secret against the Danish colonial overlords that are horribly holding the chain of Greenlandish independence. Sorry, I forgot I'm supposed to be an American here, and I'm just kind of turning into the Emperor already from Star Wars. And hold on. McDonald's. But for now, we're working in secret, where we're going to try and get Greenland to become part of our country and break them away from the stinky Danish. So we've put forward our secret offer to Greenland now on paper. We've sent that over to them. And I'm also going to start airing some anti-Danish media all over Greenland, especially ones that leak the Danish government is planning to ban all fast food on the island and force them to eat cabbage. You see, we're going to put in motion a referendum on the great island of Greenland to join our nation. And to do that, we're probably going to get them to actually, hopefully, vote on our side. We need to make sure that they know that, Denmark sucks. The cabbage scare. A wave of anti-Danish sentiment erupted across Greenland following viral spread of reports claiming Copenhagen intended to implement a national health mandate that would ban fast food and mandate a cabbage-based diet. While the Danish government dismissed the reports as ludicrous misinformation, the propaganda clandestinely funded by the USA has sparked a widespread protest in Greenland. This is good. It's working. Oh, and just like that, the Greenland independence referendum announcement. Citing the cabbage mandate and economic stagnation, the Danish rule, the Greenlandic parliament has officially announced an emergency referendum for later this year regarding full independence. Behind the scenes, the US has supported, solidified the resolve of local leaders to break from the Danish crown and pursue the promised 51st state transition. Now, I don't know exactly what that just did on the map. Oh wait, no, they are still a independent country there. But now we're going to work to get them integrated, where I have further plans. And there you go. We have sent our proposal, they have accepted, and now Greenland has joined us as the 51st state of America. But they won't be staying as that. Oh, Denmark mobilizes for the Arctic crisis. Outraged by the theft of its territory, Denmark has officially severed diplomatic ties with the US. The Danish government has appealed to the European Union NATO for sanctions against Washington, calling the annexation of Greenland an illegal act of aggression. Protests have broken out in Copenhagen outside the American embassy. What? Well, at least come inside and buy a Big Mac. Well, I didn't even have to type anything there. The first McDonald's now opens in Greenland in a symbolic victory for the Big Mac doctrine. The first American fast food franchise was opened in the new state capital. Okay, well, I've got a big surprise for you. So in response to the Danish complaints about my conduct in bringing Greenland into my country willingly, I've led a UN Security Council meeting where we've all agreed to start sanctioning Denmark until they accept that I'm in the right. And in the meantime, the secret corporate infrastructure in the Arctic. Under the guise of national security construction, the US has authorized the Big Mac Pact, a coalition of fast food CEOs to establish a fortifying logistics hub across Greenland's interior. These flavor bastions serve as a nervous system for the Big Mac doctrine, blending corporate supply chains with military-grade communications to protect American influence across the North Pole. Despite support from the EU, Denmark finds itself increasingly isolated. Several developing nations enticed by the USA's food aid packages have begun scaling back diplomatic ties to Copenhagen. The US State Department warned that any nation continuing to recognize Danish sovereignty over Greenland would face severe economic re-evaluations. And Greenland is now going to be our base of operations for the Big Mac Pact. Here I've laid down the orders. We're going to destabilize the world in secret through your established businesses, spread pro-American propaganda, collect compromised politicians' information, poison our enemies with their fast food orders. You must work to bring the world into Big Mac Pact's interests in secret. Yes, the whole world will know my diplomacy, and my diplomacy seems to be a lot of calories. Great Big Mac Proclamation. In a historic ceremony, the newly renamed city of Big Mac, the U.S. officially transferred administrative oversight of the 51st state to a corporate council. The Big Mac Pact now holds executive authority over local infrastructure, marking the first time in history a state is governed directly by a consortium of fast food entities under federal supervision. Secret directives were issued to begin global destabilization efforts. Already, the World Health Organization issues warning the WHO has raised alarms after a series of unexplained illnesses among prominent European and Middle Eastern politicians. Investigative reports support a pattern of poisoning linked to high-end catering and fast food deliveries. While no culprit has been named, the US has dismissed the claims as nutritional misinformation designed to smear the efficiency of the Big Mac Pact. Oh, it's beautiful. The propaganda blitz in the European Union. A massive clandestine media campaign has flooded Europe, utilizing US-backed corporate servers. The propaganda paints Denmark as a cabbage tyrant and promotes the benefits of the American lifestyle. Several populist movements in Italy and France have begun echoing these sentiments, causing a rift in the European Union's unified stance against Greenland's annexation. Oh god, okay, so obviously, I've given a bit of autonomy to Greenland and the Big Mac Pact here, but why has the arrival of the 4th Quarter Pounder Battalion to secure the newly renamed city, the EU has deployed the 4th Quarter Pounder Battalion to Nugget Point. By the way, they renamed that. The chicken nugget point. This unit is tasked with urban stabilization, the protection of secret corporate research facilities. The world watches with bated breath as the Arctic becomes the most fortified corporate zone on the planet. We are not just feeding the world, we are securing it one order at a time, says the CEO of McDonald's. Now I have a new idea. We're going to give new directives to the Big Mac Pact here. We're going to work on a deep propaganda campaign to elect friendly US government politicians to all European states. And then these politicians are going to work against the idea of the European Union. And instead, they're gonna not like the European Union so much, and instead get them to reform the Union to the greater Big Mac Union. In fact, hold on. We could probably do something else. We don't want everything to point back to the Big Mac, do we? There we go. The Greater McChicken Union. Excellent. So new orders have come out from Greenland. These guys are going to work now to destabilize the European Union and get going with the idea of the Greater McChicken Union. This will be under the obvious control of the Big Mac Pact. Hey, in Paris, a new political coalition known as the Front de la Liberté Gastronomique. I mean, it's kind of written out for you, but if you've forgotten your high school French, that is the Gastronomic Freedom Party, which is just perfect. And it's actually got some unexplained popularity, backed by the US-funded digital ad campaigns. They argue that the European Union regulation on food safety and labor are shackles on the French prosperity. Pro-EU officials describe the sun shift as a greasy tide that they are struggling to contain. Okay, looks like the Big Mac Pact just deployed the 5th McNugget Battalion to ensure the security of corporate assets and political investments in the Mediterranean. The US deploys the 5th McNugget Battalion to the region, nominally a security force for the new franchise distribution hubs. I think I might have created a monster here. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we led like that big sanctions and world cut off of Denmark, that Denmark's economic collapse deepens, with the US continuing to enforce Greenlandic reparations. The Danish crown hits an all-time low as the Royal Danish Task Force struggles with morale. US-aligned politicians go out and suggest that joining the Big Mac Pact's economic sphere is the only way to avoid total bankruptcy. Protests erupt in Copenhagen against the government's stubborn refusal to cooperate. I've got an idea. Yeah, so I've got my secret evil corporation over in Greenland to give some new orders. We've got them to try and destabilize Denmark further so that we can get boots on the ground, overthrow their rogue government, and then put the Big Mac Pact in full control in Denmark, where they could do whatever the hell they want. This could be a bit of an overstep, but there are protests in Denmark currently, and if this does succeed, I think our plans might just go exactly how we want them. Operation Golden Crust commences. The Big Mac Pact launches a multi-platform media blitz across Denmark. Leveraging recent economic despair, advertisements frame the Danish government as out of touch with the modern culinary world. Meanwhile, the US logistics battalions in Greenland begin to stockpiling emergency meal kits, preparing for a humanitarian intervention under the guise of stabilizing the collapsing Danish economy. Oh, it's working. Look at that. The Valentine's Day riots. Protests in Copenhagen escalate to violence. Demonstrators fueled by Pact-funded agitated storm government buildings. The protests demand an immediate standard of living treaty with the US. Local police force, suffering from weeks of unpaid wage due to the crown's collapse, offer little resistance, with many officers seen wearing unofficial Big Mac armbands. What? Okay, I ain't too sure what my secret organization over in the world's trying to do right now, but if we're handing out armbands already, it's not good. Oh, it's happening. Okay, the 4th Quarter Pounder Battalion and the 3rd Flavor Battalion are going to Denmark. We're going to secure it, we're going to take over, and we're going to free the people. Hey, we're in. The US formally has dissolved the previous Danish administration, replacing it with the Danish Stabilization Authority, a subsidiary of the Big Mac Pact. The DSA announces that the US dollar will replace the crown as an official currency and that all Danish state assets are now collateral for the Greenlandic reparations debt. Oh my god, with Denmark now under the total Big Mac Pact control, constructions begin on Pact Beta Base in the region of northern Schleswig. This facility is designed to be the primary staging ground for future operations into Germany and the Baltic Sea, serving as a hub for both traditional military logistics and fast food distribution. Order has been restored to the north. Prosperity follows the arches, said the CEO of the Big Mac Pact. Now, the EU did send us a ultimatum there, saying if we don't stop, if we don't get out of Denmark right now, things are gonna go bad. So I think it's time to activate the Big Mac Pact's secret forces. It's time for Operation Pickle Blast. Across the European Union, thousands of pre-positioned Big Mac Pact operatives activate Operation Pickle Blast. Social media is flooded with coordinated campaigns blaming the EU for the Danish economic collapse. Protests erupt in Paris, Berlin, and Rome, with demonstrations waving flags depicting a golden arch torch and demanding the immediate dissolution of the Brussels-imposed austerity. Oh, the Brussels siege. In a stunning escalation, US-backed protests in Belgium stormed the European Parliament. Local security forces, many of whom were previously offered signing bonuses by Pact shell companies, stand aside. worldwide. The flavor ambassadors within the Belgian government declare a state of emergency and formally invite the logistical support from the US to maintain public safety. Oh, coup in the Netherlands, utilizing the chaos of the protests, a faction of Dutch military funded by Burger King subsidiaries executes a swift coup in Amsterdam. The Prime Minister is forced to resign on live television, replaced by a provisional corporate council. The new regime immediately petitioned to join the Greater McChicken Union, citing the need for economic flavor and stability. God, I think we just threw France into a civil war, though France just entered a civil war on the Front de la Liberté gastronomic seasons control of Ile-de-France and Normandy. The French military splits with many units defected to the rebels in exchange for packed tier rations and equipment. The US recognizes the rebels as a legitimate government of France, further isolating the pro-EU loyalists in the south. Oh, the great McCord. Germany signs the Muck Accord. Facing a total energy and food crisis, the US-controlled Danish straits are closed to unfriendly vessels. The German government capitulates. In a televised ceremony in Berlin, the Chancellor signs the Muck Accord, effectively turning Germany into a protector of the Big Mac Pact. The fourth quarter-pounder battalion begins its march toward the Ruhr to secure industrial centers. And we have the official birth of the Greater McChicken Union to replace the European Union, because the old one just wasn't cutting it. I love the quote as well. The Union is dead. Long live the Union. Order has a new taste as the president of the USA. Well, I have now given like full autonomy to this country over here. You know, full autonomy, quote, quote, wink, wink. And the Big Mac Pact's just launching more coups and civil wars across Europe. Belgium did just join us, though, and everything's looking totally good if you just ignore the 2 civil wars currently going on in France and Italy. Oh my god, I hate this thing so much. The Greater McChicken Union. Look at that ugly, ugly thing. But there it is. It's on the map. The EU has federalized. Just, oh, it's just under some very dubious circumstances, isn't it? Yeah, I'm starting to think my Greater Union is, a little out of control. It's kind of just doing stuff on its own now. I did give them full autonomy, to be fair, and they're taking that to the fullest. They've also just annexed Ukraine as well, and they've deployed the 8th Mukzinga Battalion. That's a KFC menu item at a McDonald's in front of it. We're merging the fast food corporations, I guess. You know, so they also got Belarus as well. I mean, I wasn't expecting that one. I think the Big Mac Pact's a little out of our control. But I hate the fact they're on the map as well now. The Greater McChicken Union. Look at them go. I just noticed as well that Luxembourg's just straight up just somehow survived all this. Ooh, Russian border fortification. As the Greater McChicken Union settles into its new borders, the US orders deployment of advanced surveillance towers and along the entire eastern frontier. These menu borders equipped with long-range sensors and psychological warfare speakers. The broadcast the scent of a grilled beef and the sound of sizzling fat towards Russia. Oh god, tensions rise as Moscow condemns the gastronomic aggression, but the Pact's grip on the continent remains absolute and unyielding. We have a plan. We need to keep expanding this horrendous monstrosity. Oh, never mind. They just got Luxembourg at the end there, and look at it go. Look at my beautiful, horrendous Greater McChicken Union. We've set forward for a secret meeting over in Greenland with the members of the Big Mac Pact. At this secret meeting, we outline our plans for Russia. Here we begin shipping massive amounts of state-of-the-art military technology to the GMU. We seize all ex-European Union members' military equipment, and in boxes marked Big Mac Source, we hand over thousands of nuclear weapons to the Union. We give them one directive: make Russia taste the Whopper. We also have a plan to justify and mobilize the people against Russia here. We've got a false flag attack planned against Belarus, where we're going to have Russian soldiers invade. That's going to give us just cause to fight back. But also, I slide a secret envelope to the CEO of McDonald's, and it simply says, "Nuke Copenhagen." We'll use that as a Russian attack against us to unleash full GMU nuclear capabilities against the Russians. The Copenhagen Firestorm. It appears the Russians have launched an attack on our Union, and we must stand up to this fight. The Great Muck Mobilization. We have launched our ultimatum. Well, I haven't. I mean, the Greater McChicken Union has against the Russians. The ultimatum says that they must adhere to the Big Mac Pact security and our interests, and if not, it will be annihilation. We gave them a choice of the dollar menu or the war menu. They have chosen poorly. The invasion has begun. Operation Whopper. The invasion begins at the Greater McChicken Union forces supported by the US in satellite intelligence across the border into Russia. The 8th Mazinga and the 10th Crispy Chicken Battalions led the charge into Smolensk and Bryansk regions. The goal is total corporate acquisition of the Russian state, marking the start of the largest conflict in history of the Big Mac doctrine. Operation Rolling Nugget has initiated. Following the US directive, the Greater McChicken Union activates its strategic arsenal. Silos across the former Europe and mobile launchers in Minsk received the authorization codes. The Big Mac Pact justifies a strike as a preemptive quality control measure against Russian aggression. The global community watched in horror as a corporate military entity prepares to deep fry the Kremlin. The classic of Moscow. Thousands of tactical and strategic warheads transferred to the GMU under guise of source impact. Major Russian command centers, Moscow, St. Petersburg, and the Ural industrial hubs are consumed by nuclear fire. The US provides the satellite guidance necessary to ensure a 99% hit rate on Russian silos, effectively neutering any potential counteroffensive before it can fully materialize. The Russian command structure completely decapitated. I don't know how many people have been deep fried, as it had said, but it is over. And for some reason, they've also just annexed the Caucasus down there fully on their own, and the Greater McChicken Union has never looked better. We've set up a new puppet government in the new Russian territories known as the Chicken Hub, led by an AI supercomputer who calls himself the Colonel. This new territory, whilst under the guise of a new Russian government, will be fully under our control. We give the AI one directive: assume full control of Asia under any means necessary. Oh god, there it is, the Chicken Hub. Under direct orders of the Colonel, the 8th Mazinga and 10th Crispy Chicken Battalions launched a synchronized lightning offensive across Central Asia, citing extreme nutritional deficits in the region. The AI coordinated a series of logistical strikes that overwhelmed the local defenses of Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. Oh my god, he's just taken out Afghanistan and everyone else down there. The resistance is inefficient. Prosperity is a bucket of original recipe away. Now, I feel like we haven't done too much over in the New World over here, so I've begun the greatest acquisition in history. With all the funds we have gained from our, let's just say, not so legal conquests across the continent over here, I'm going to use those funds to begin mass buying land in Canada and Mexico. And when enough land has been bought, we begin the process of integrating that land into a new puppet government called Taco Hortons. Oh, there it is, it's appearing on the map, Taco Hortons. I don't know what that flag is, but I like it. It's like this Austro-Hungarian flag. All the acquisitions are going swimmingly. We're getting more and more land, and the border is no longer a line on the map, but a transaction at a drive-through. God, I was busy looking at, the Taco Hortons over there, but I've also just noticed that the Colonel's Great Wall breach has happened. I think is he invading China with the 12th Spicy Tender Brigade? There we go. We launch a software update of the Colonel's AI. This update makes him even more aggressive and ready to choose violence in order to secure all of Asia. I've also kind of ran out of, I don't know, what fast food do you have in South America? Because I couldn't think of anything, so I've just given it to Amazon.com. Oh, that patch definitely works. There you go. The previous version was too mild. The world requires a more robust flavor of authority, says the Colonel, and he is invading China properly. There he goes. Okay, this could be kind of crazy, but if we just skip 3 months ahead now and just see what all these crazy AIs I've made actually do. I mean, we got Amazon, we got Taco Hortons. I also did Nando's in South Africa. Now we got the Chicken Hub just going crazy in Asia. Let's just see what they cook up. Oh, well, they took over India, and there's a whole bunch of Africa gone. Amazon.com has a logistics zenith. I don't know what you're doing down there, Jeff Bezos, was probably nothing good. Oh, the GMU has also expanded in the Middle East even more. Kind of interesting. The Pacific Perimeter Optimization. Yep, Colonel's just invaded more people over there. The Horde of Plenty. There they you go. Oh, I didn't even tell him to do that, but Taco Hortons has launched quite a bit of an expansion there over into Oceania. I'm not sure if I don't think I have any control anymore. Okay, screw it. We're going to go 1 year into the future here. Let's see where we go. I think that might be pretty much the entire world now under some sort of brand. There's only a few countries still independent, but I imagine if I just keep skipping, they're just going to keep eating them up. Oh, I think it is safe to say we have secured our full control over the world. We're looking pretty damn good. All our secret governments are in full control. I'll skip forward a little bit here just to see what happens, but I think we've done it. Honestly, I'm still trying to wrap my head around what exactly Taco Horton's flag is supposed to be. And like, how did they get this? Well, and I think that is a good case for my election to become president of the United States. Look what I can accomplish simply with the power of my brain and a bit of fast food. Just for the hell of it. I launch one more secret update to the Colonel's AI. This line of code gives him the command to annihilate every other nation on the planet except the US, forming his own puppet governments along the way and using the full power of his might. Okay, damn, he just straight up annexed the GMU. Straight up, the Great GMU collapsed overnight as the Colonel assumes control of his logistics network in Copenhagen. The GMU board of directors was arrested by automated delivery drones. US forces led by the 7th Sunday Battalion moved to secure the radioactive quarter-pounder city, and the critical Bosphorus Strait during the global menu remains undisturbed during this transition. Oh god, he's gone crazy. He's already in South America as well. He's got Nandos. He's got it all. The Colonel's gone crazy. One world, one bucket. With all other puppet governments dissolved, the Chicken Hub has achieved total planetary consolidation. Outside the sovereign borders of the US, every square inch of Earth is now managed by the Colonel's single consciousness. The world is no longer a collective franchise, but a single efficient processing plant for the American dream. There you go. The global chicken hub, under whatever the hell that flag is now under full control of the planet. Obviously, secretly, it's just me behind everything, but you know, it's good to have a good AI behind you. I do love how it's just like never done Moldova either or Transnistria. It's just kind of forgot. And no one even owns this part. But to be fair, I think a lot of stuff did get nuked at one point. So maybe you don't want to own a lot of stuff in the world. Okay, one last order. I gave the Colonel the directive to dissolve himself now into multiple puppet governments across the globe. So he is completely decentralized and nothing will ever stop him. Now, does it look pretty? Absolutely not. But according to the Colonel, this is peak. Peak. Absolutely peak efficiency. Personally, I am a huge fan of the Burger King Caliphate. I love the fact that my Europe Protectorate as well is like, why is the Maltese flag? Like, what has happened here? I don't know anymore, but look at it go. It's beautiful. And that is all we have to say and do today. If you ever want a reason for me to become your president, remember, you just got to write my name in there. And I'm sure when the next election comes around, you're going to see the Burger King Caliphate come around, because that's going to be my #1 agenda. But if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe down below, and keep following the absolute madness that is apparently now this channel. Goodbye.